Recording in progress.
Two in the zone.
Okay. I'll do it in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna intro everybody. I'm gonna intro you and then give you some prompts as we go, and then leave like the last half for Q&A. Cool.
So you'll fireside chat me a little bit up front, and then we'll go into Q&A.
Yep, exactly.
Sounds great.
Okay, looks like we're live.
I love it.
All right, welcome everybody. This is officially. Oh, there's another me. This is officially the first call of the Gary V Stand Challenge. Right now, it looks like there's 1.3 thousand of you joining, which is amazing to see. If you're in the chat, can we get some comments? Can we get some hellos?
Everybody, please use everyone. Everybody, tell me where you're from. Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you for joining the Stand Challenge. This is a real honor. I'm excited to jam with all of you. And everybody who's watching on Instagram, you're only staying for 5 minutes because we're going to close you off. And if you want to continue and join and be part of this incredible app called Stand Store, go to garyvee.com/stand. Chris, fire away, my brother.
All right. So for everybody who's new to this, Gary is going to go through a couple prompts each week. We're going to focus on a particular topic and have him explain kind of like the nuts and bolts of what that looks like. After that, we're going to have a Q&A session at the end. For everybody who's here participating, we're going to ask that you use the Q&A function to add the questions. And then someone from the Stand team or my end or Gary's team will be there to help kind of sort and mitigate those as we go. So without further ado, Gary, the first thing we want to talk about this week is creator audience fit and really hit 3 key points, which is like how to articulate your personal value proposition, how to identify your niche and the audience you want to help, and how to establish a unique perspective that sets you apart. So let's start from the top and talk a little bit about articulating your personal value proposition.
You know, look, everybody who is here on Stand, let's even like align on why you're even here, right? All of you are here because you would like to monetize your world a little bit better, right? You'd like to make a couple of bucks, hopefully lots of bucks. Stand Store is the first app that I've seen that takes this book, Crush Its thesis, and makes it viable. A lot of you have joined and don't know every detail yet, so I'm going to go right into it. I need all of you to understand this. I believe if you set up a Stand Store like all of you on this call have and like all of you on Instagram should be, I believe there's ways to monetize access to you through 30-minute calls, 1-hour calls, your community, like creating a Facebook group like Dynamic where people pay $2, $3, $4 a month to be a part of, maybe $50 a month. And then digital products where people buy $50, $100 items from you, information. How do you do that? You do that by building an audience on social and driving people to Stand Store, right? Literally on your Instagram and TikTok URL, every one of you, actually, this is a good thing to do for all thousands and thousands of you. Has everybody put the Stand Store URL in their Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn profiles? Has everyone done that? Because if you have, and say no if you haven't. I see a lot of yeses, but it's okay if you are a no, because we're here to do the work. This is not about impressing me. This is about doing the work. Everyone needs to put the Stand Store URL in their profile once they have something they're selling. So you got to set up your Stand Store, obviously. Chris, the way people do this is by being very authentic about their content. And you know this, Chris, that word is like so played out. But the truth is, how are people going to resonate with audiences? They need to be knowledgeable about something or passionate about something. You understand, Chris? Like, this is important. Like, you either really need to know it, like the way I know wine, which is why I built a huge audience in wine, or you need to really, really know, like, let's say the New York Jets, right? Like, I really know them, and I am passionate about them. I may not know this the way I know wine. I know a lot about football, but my passion for the New York Jets or my passion for comic books is also a value prop. So or third for a lot of people here, Chris, is documenting. For example, someone here could literally build a huge business around chess or pickleball by making content of them learning chess and pickleball, only to then sell a course on how to learn chess on Stan Store. So it's authenticity around knowledge, passion, or the documentation of their process. That is the framework to your question, my friend.
Can you say a little bit more about how you actually find, that individual thing that you are the best at talking about? If you're a little unclear as far as like, I know a lot about football, but I don't know specifically what I talk about football. How do you double click into that and actually find your niche?
By not thinking you need to be an expert. Chris, unmute and go back and forth with me on this because this is huge.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks you need to be an expert when I just said articulating your passion or articulating the journey of your passion, right? So Train on my team is right here. He's filming, right? He loves Star Wars. Does he know more than anyone on earth about Star Wars? Unlikely. But when he makes a video or makes content, if he wants to double click into why he loves Boba Fett, he can. And it does not need to be an expert. So Chris, to answer you, if you're into football and you have a plan to sell a $15 football product digitally here on Stan, and you want to charge people $5 a month to be part of the fantasy football community in your world, and you want to sell 30-minute consultations on fantasy football, it doesn't mean you have to be the greatest expert in football history. Obviously, you have to bring people value, but it comes down to truth, brother. You talk about what you know, and you talk about it in the way that you know. And you have to be okay, Chris, with being bad at it for a long time. That was a very important thing that I just said. You have to be okay.
Say more about that.
Yeah. Like, if you go look at the first 50 episodes of Wine Library TV, I was petrified to being my natural self because at that point in my life, I was selling wine to very serious people. And I was scared that if I was my full Gary V in the first 60 episodes, that they would think I was a silly kid and they would stop buying wine from me. Somewhere around episode 68 or 70, I don't remember, I just said, fuck it, I'm going to be myself. The show exploded. My career took off. I stopped being scared. Right? You have to be who you are. You can't trick people into thinking you're an expert when you're not an expert. So where do you go next? Your passion, your documentation, your studying. Maybe your video is of you studying fantasy football content, other people's expertise. There's just so many ways to do it. Give me 1 second, Chris. Everybody on Instagram, I apologize. It's now inappropriate because the people that are part of this call paid for this. If you want to be part of this call once a week for an hour, and more importantly, get a year's worth of Stan, the incredible tech stack for every entrepreneur and creator, please go to garyvee.com/Stan. I'm signing you off right now. Going back to my Stan call. Love you. Take care. All right, go ahead, brother.
Instagram, we talk about that a lot internally at Stan, how we call it cringe hurdle. And how do you get over the cringe hurdle? Because it's such an important thing for everybody to do. I think this week, for everybody watching this call, everybody needs to get over the cringe hurdle. Everybody needs to make a piece of content every single day this week. Start putting themselves out there. Even if you don't feel good about it, you need to start putting yourself out there on a constant basis to get over that cringe hurdle.
Chris, Gary V, Mr. Beast, Charlie D'Amelio, Alex Earl, Stephen Bartlett, Mr. Beast. Like name all 5,000 people that have done it. Every one of us lost on our first hundreds of content. The difference between a lot of the people that have made it, Kai Cenat, iShowSpeed, whoever, is that they just were okay with losing for a year. If I could just get everyone here to be okay for losing for this year, which means every day they're posting things around whatever they're selling on Stan Store for a year. And the first 5 months, now one piece of content does well. But finally, in month 6, one piece gets 100,000 views and 43 people sign up for their $9 Stan Store or their $100 15-minute call. For everyone here, between your digital product, access to you through phone calls and groups and group coaching, or your digital product, or being part of your community and paying monthly, everyone here will sell stuff. Actually, watch this. Who's already sold something on Stan Store? How much money have you made in how many days? Everyone just share. Because when someone says $9, like look what's going on. Look at these numbers. Most people haven't done anything yet. But when you see 9, 75, and I want everyone to scroll and see some of these numbers. It gets real. Everyone's here to learn. I want to start from the top. I want you to have a niche or not a niche. You could be a Renaissance man or woman, but you need to figure out what you're selling. You're selling time to yourself. I need everyone to set up on their Stand Store today, 30-minute call, $50. That's it. And what are they calling you about? It could be anything. How about you just need a friend? The world is lonely right now. Chris, you don't have to be a genius about football, wine, business, or marketing. How about call a friend for $50 and someone sees you're posting about happiness and kindness? Like, it's just unlimited what people can do here, Chris.
Dude, you wouldn't believe how many people have already made money since joining the challenge with some like incredible figures. I'm going to shout a couple people out. Megan makes money as of yesterday, made $1,800. She just joined Stan a week ago. We have Jam with Joshua, who made in Singaporean 12,000, so about 9,000 USD. We have Tilmary made $400. We have Philip and Curran made 574 euros.
I'm sorry. Natalie says doing what? I need everybody to understand. Because a lot of you are from my world right now, and this is all new to you. I'm going to take a step back, if I may, Chris. I'm going to set the stage. This is an important call.
Yeah.
Why I like Stand Store is make social media organic content, and as people see that content, if they click your Stand Store URL on Instagram and TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, they go to your Stand Store. I need everybody here to set up their Stand Store. What does that mean? You've got to figure out what you're selling. If you already have a niche, please share your niche in here. I'm in farming. I'm in health and wellness. I'm in exercise, style, beauty, positivity. You can look at all this. Everyone's got niches. And even if you don't have a niche, everyone, it could just be you. Believe it or not, you making a joke on Instagram, a joke, and then getting a 15-minute phone call with you to have a smile or a laugh or to learn how to tell a joke. And again, look at all these different things that I see in here. Marriage and family, coaching 18 to 25-year-olds, pickleball, Amazon influencer. Everybody here needs to set up these three things, in my opinion. Chris, please add more if I'm wrong. I believe everyone on this call, Stand Store, after today's call, has to have access to them in one-on-one coaching, right? 15 minutes, $30, 30 minutes, $5,000. Everybody try different prices. That's number one. Number two, I think everybody should start the process of making a digital product, right? Using AI and using themselves to make a 40-page PDF. Actually, here's a good example. Everyone stop typing. Everyone stop typing. Everyone stop typing. I am putting a URL in here. If you may see it, there it is. GaryVee.com/attention. I need everyone to click that. What you'll see is I made a deck. I'm looking at it right now. I made like a 47-page deck, right? I put it out for free because I'm in that place, right? You know, GaryVee.com/attention. But if you all made a deck in detail of like how to train for UFC or how to garden or how to whatever it is, whatever your thing is, if you made that deck, as you know, Chris, you actually worked at Vayner before. You're part of the Stan world. You know that deck I made is something maybe I could have sold for $50, $80, $100, $19. So everybody needs to make a deck. And if you don't know how to make a deck, go to ChatGPT and be like, help me make a deck around that. Like, we're living in an incredible world. So everybody needs to make a deck, maybe with some videos that they sell for $9, $15, $80. That's your digital product. And then number three, set up a community where people are part of basically a Facebook group or a Discord type thing, more like a Facebook group. And people can pay $2 to $5 to be part of your gardening community. And everyone just talks in there, and you've got to make a commitment to be in there. You can do all three, like JJ just said in the chat. You can do one of the three I just told you. But that's what you're selling. You're selling time with you one-on-one or group, by the way. You're selling a digital informational product, and you're selling a community. What you do that for everyone that has a niche, you already know. For other people, pick something you're interested in or go general, like I'm just a good person. And then you start making social content around that, driving awareness to your URL. Understood?
I think that's exactly right. And I would add...
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. I apologize. Karen goes, but there's groups everywhere. There sure are, Karen. And there's also 5 million people that put out decks like GaryVee/attention that charge $50 that are garbage compared to mine, and mine's free. Like, People pay for different things, and you are you. And when you, Karen, make a video around gardening and I like it from Instagram and I think you're sweet or cool, then I'd rather pay. And by the way, I want to be in a group where people pay because then I know there's no trolls or people that don't care. When you're in a paid group, you care about it more.
1,000%.
Somebody said, what's a deck? ChatGPT it. Francisco Juarez. A deck is like a PDF, lots of pages. My deck, again, everyone stop typing. This is a deck, Francisco. Everyone stop typing, please, for just 1 second. There it is, GaryVee.com/attention. All right, go ahead, my friend.
Gary, I would add two things. Just knowing that this call is thematically focused on creator audience fit. I think a lot of people come to us and ask, if I can't exactly find my audience, what do I do? You hit it on the head. Having a community is the start to do that. Let people give you feedback. Be open to it. Don't be afraid of people telling you it sucks. It might suck for the first 100 reps. The 101 is going to rip. And I think that's the important thing to know here is just like keep iterating until you can get something that works.
You will find your community by putting out content. I didn't know if people were interested in my fandom around the Jets. Or, by the way, watch this, Chris. Everybody stop typing for a second, please. How many of you that follow me, which is almost all of you, if not all of you, don't care about collectibles like comic books and trading cards and VeeFriends? Do not care. Say do not care in the chat. Look at this, Chris. Look at this. Look at this. I did this.
Guys, you guys are late.
Chris, I did this for two reasons. One, I needed to be humbled this afternoon. And two, I wanted everyone to understand I have many different facets in my world. For a lot of people, they follow me because of collectibles and they think VeeFriends is the next Pokemon in Marvel and they want to make money on it. They want to meet friends and they love it. Other people follow me for business advice. Other people use me for self-esteem, parenting. Other people think I'm funny or the garage sales. Everybody, you can do a lot of different things, not just one.
It's so important. And I think for everybody else to understand, when you're finding your niche and you're really finding your audience, don't be afraid to do something that's weird. I think so many people get hung up on what's cool and trendy and like what's, the theme of the moment. Fuck all that. You don't need to do that. You need to do what's important to you because people will resonate with that.
That is incredibly real. Like what is important to you and what you like will outpace what's trendy. I don't think making muffins is super trendy right now. That's a good one. Who here is a good cook and likes to do it? Like a good cook. Every single one of you that just did that should make a $10 recipe deck on Stan and you should sell a 1-hour virtual cooking class for $200. And you should now start, no matter what you do, whether you're real estate or wine or business advice or financial advisor, tomorrow, post a cooking video, have your Stan store, and watch me change your fucking life. I literally just changed someone's life. Look how many people are good at cooking. Cooking crushes. Make a cooking video of whatever you make. Cooking videos are hard. It's not so easy. You're going to learn. The first one's going to be bad. My first wine video was bad. I'm telling you, my friends, this is how big this is. This is why Stan Store is so cool, because if I told you to make a cooking video, think about how fun this project would be this weekend, Chris. You're anybody right here that's into cooking.
Mm-hmm.
All your content's around real estate on your Instagram. Got it, Chris? You're like, this weekend you have some time. The kids are doing some stuff. You have some time. You love cooking, Chris. You literally spend 6-7 hours making a 30-page, 10 different recipe PDF deck for Stan, right?
Yep.
That's enjoyable for you. Like you cannot wait for Saturday morning to spend 6 hours making a 30-page, 10 recipe cooking thing, right? Like you're ecstatic. Right now you're sitting and watching me and be like, this is blowing my mind. Gary, you know me. I can't believe it. This is exactly what I want to do. You do that, Chris, right? You upload it to Stan Store. The reason I'm here is because Stan makes that very easy. You just make the deck, you just upload it, you click a couple fucking buttons, you put $23 on it, and you are now selling a $23 recipe book, okay? Now, that's Saturday, Chris. You're enjoyed, you feel good about yourself, you Googled around or used ChatGPT, or you emailed Stan to figure out how to do it because you didn't even understand the simplicity of it. You made it, You can't believe it. It's at night. You're telling your husband or your wife, I can't believe this. I literally have a $23 recipe book on my Stan Store. You put your Stan Store URL on your Instagram. You've only made real estate videos, Chris, your whole life. Got it?
Yep.
Sunday morning, you wake up. Do some stuff with the kids. You live life. You eat brunch. You watch a little football. And at 4 o'clock at night, you go into your kitchen and you try your hardest. And it's going to stink because you've never done it before. And you literally made a 1-minute cooking video to the best of your ability after you went to ChatGPT and said, how do I make a cooking video that's good on Instagram? And you make it. You make it. Chris, it took you 3 hours, but you made a 1-hour video. You did it. It was enjoyable from 4 to 7. Got it?
Yep.
Chris, you then post it on your Instagram. Chris, you then wake up on Monday morning and 3 people bought a 29. This is real, people. Did everybody just understand, and did they realize how they could do that for fixing a car, washing a deck, like setting up did everyone get what the fuck I just did?
I think we should challenge everyone to do that.
Sorry, last point, and then you jump in. You're a real estate person that happened to add cooking. Got it? Notice what I did there. I didn't tell you to do a real estate book. Got it? I just asked a lot of people if they're good cooks. A lot of people did it. For a lot of people, they love cooking more than real estate. And somebody right now is going to do what I did this weekend, post that video, and in 2 years, email me and say, Gary, I was on that first Stan call. I sold one $29 recipe book that night. You did it. I just want you to know I made my first $200,000 this year. I'm a full influencer around cooking and selling books. I'm quitting real estate because this was my passion. That's going to happen.
Gary, I have an idea for the challenge. I think we should have everybody do a cringe video this week and do the cringe challenge for week 1 of the Gary Vee challenge. Everybody has to make a video in whatever they want. I want you to take an hour, 2 hours, whatever it takes, and do exactly what Gary just said. I want to see everybody in the community have a video up on Sunday. Chad, if you're with that, give me a W.
Friends, you can do this. And honestly, what's so funny is the world sees these as cringe videos, and I see these as videos for your future. This will change your life. Fantasy football, fixing cars, mowing lawns, home brewing your home beer. Everyone's hobbies here are their actual future careers. The combination of social media and an app like Stan Store has changed your life. And the fact that all of you in this call had to buy the Stan Challenge, I know you're committed. And by the way, I'm really scared for you to lose $300. I know it's $300, but I know it means a lot to some people here. I know it means nothing to others. But very honestly, I'm petrified for you to all be mad at me for wasting $300 this year when it's going to be your fucking fault because you didn't do anything. I just literally told you what to do.
Okay, Sunday, everybody. We have some surprise and delight stuff coming through in the challenge as well. So I think it'd be great, Gary, I'm putting you on the spot here, if we let a little secret out right now and tell everybody that we're going to give away a couple of your books signed.
Yes, let's
for
do
participating in the challenge. So let's do that. For this week, we're going to pull out 10 random people who make their cringe video, and we're going to send them a signed copy of Gary's last book. Gary, you down?
Yes, I want all of you, when you make your video about something left field on social, I want you to use the hashtag #StanVideo. Hashtag #StanVideo. Everybody put that in there right now. Because I don't want cringe, because I want to be able to find them. And there's a lot of cringe video hashtags. #StanVideo. When you post something, we're going to look, by the way, something different. And you will only be a winner if you have the Stan Store in your profile URL. Extra credit if you're already selling something. And remember, if you don't have time, Chris, I want to make sure you hear this. In my little story from a little bit ago, if you don't have time to make the $29 recipe book, you do have time to put up a 1-hour cooking class with me for $100, right? You do have time to do that. That'll take 1 second. So everybody, remember, it's not just the recipe book. It's a 1-hour Zoom or live cooking class, virtual cooking class for $100. Who here would be pumped? Not everybody would, but who here would be pumped to get paid $100 to do a cooking class with some stranger that came from social media? Put $100 in the chat. Put $100 in the chat right now. Yeah, Chris, it's that easy. Stan Store, $100 for an hour cooking class. Make your video. And if that first video does well, everyone here is going to sell a class. It's that real.
Yeah, for everybody who doesn't know, what Gary's talking about is two features. You have a webinar that's built into Stan, or you have a one-on-one coaching that's built into Stan. Either could work. Anything that gives you video access, you can get online. It's very easy to set up. You just go in your Stan store, hit product, create, and it takes literally 2 minutes. There's no excuse not to put any of these things in your store today. All right, Gary, I want to take us back to the main theme of this conversation. So the next big question we want to talk about is, how do you establish a unique perspective or take that sets you apart and find your kind of lane amongst the sea of things out there?
You being a human being creates that automatically, Chris. Like anybody, Chris, that's crippled by, Gary, you don't get it. There's too many people out there making cooking videos and recipes, or there's too many other people doing mechanics, or I need to find an angle. All the angles are gone, everyone. There's no niche that you're going to find that isn't being done. It's over. Like, you're not going to be the video game guy. It's over. When I did the wine guy in 2006, that was real. It's fucking 2025. Every niche is taken. The only niche is you. You, your perspective, your adjectives. You all know this. I talk funny. I've weird in that, right? We could all agree, like you all know me, right? Like I have a funny way of communicating. It's just like my words, my Jersey Russian, like you know this, like I just say shit, like it's it. It is. And by the way, some of you are like very good looking. That might be enough. Chris, if I was stunningly good looking, I'd be 10 times bigger. Like sometimes it's just that.
All right. Yeah, we're going to transition to some Q&A now and let the community ask in. So if you haven't chat, use the Q&A function. Our team is going to be sending questions to us directly. I also just got a notification from our team that someone has made $7 since this call started. Someone named Chris in the chat. So big ups to whoever fellow Chris is. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Okay, so the first one I want to send you is from Chelsea. It says, what do you think separates those who build communities versus those who just build customers?
I think it's effort and giving a shit. Like, I don't think it's lost on anyone here that me spending this full hour for 8 straight weeks for the tune of $300 when this part is free and you're actually paying the $300 for one of the great tech products in the game called Stan Store is fucking ridiculous. Chris, people offer me $50,000 for an hour meeting. Cash! Right? I want to over-deliver in perpetuity. There's times I want to sell, right? Like before I leave here, I'm going to get everybody to buy their first NFT because I just figured out a way to do that with Rarible. I want people to do that. And there's other times where I obnoxiously want to over-deliver, right? Obnoxiously. And everybody can do what I do too. People here have gotten DMs from me. People here have gotten replies on text from me. People here have seen me stop and say hello to them. It's either you do or you don't. Customers is when you don't give a fuck. Community is when you give a fuck.
1000%. All right, we got another question from Kieran, which is kind of addressing the cold start problem. It says, why would someone buy this from us though? It's one thing to offer something randomly, but what makes followers give us their money?
So many different things that would blow you away. You showing up. Here's one. If all of you, when you hang up here, DM back every person that's ever DM'd you around your content and replied to every comment that you've ever gotten in the last 50 posts. This orange book right here, The Thank You Economy, this one right there, that one. Just so you know, Gary Vee was built on the Thank You Economy. The reason I got somewhere was I replied to everybody on Twitter for 4 years. Not scammers, Jen, of course not. But I'm telling you, they will buy from you for a million different reasons. Let's start with my analogy that I've been using. They just liked the s'more. You had a different spin on making s'mores, right? Your video on TikTok and Instagram this weekend that I made up is around s'mores, but you used maple syrup. And I, Kathy in Iowa, thought that was so clever. And now I want to know your other 15 recipes, and that's worth $29 to me. Here's a good question. Watch this, Chris. How many of you would spend $125 on an Isaiah Davis number 32 Jets jersey, custom made on fanatics.com? How many of you right now would spend $125 on a custom New York Jets Isaiah Davis number 32 jersey The answer was no to everyone, Chris. I spent that 5 weeks ago. Like the Jets. Do not decide for other people why they want to give you money.
Love that. Okay, this is the question we actually get constantly too. It says, how do I bring traffic to my content on social? Should I pay for ads, or do you have any organic strategies to share?
GaryVee.com/attention. I've given you 49 pages for free on strategies on how to do it. It's the thumbnail, it's the first 3 seconds, it's the hook, it's 10 seconds in. There's a million ways to be better at social, but the answer is to post at scale. I need everyone in this Stand Challenge to post on every platform: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Spotlight, YouTube, LinkedIn, every day. Everyone here posts every day. Even if it's something super random, like, I don't even know what to talk about today. Read the weather out loud. But here's a big one for everyone who's struggling. Tell stories. I'm going to tell you this slowly. I don't say this often. This is a new one for me. If you don't know what to post today, tell a story about your grandma, about third grade, about the one time you scored a touchdown in football, around when you skinned your knee, the day you learned how to swim, the first time you kissed a boy. Tell stories. People are buying from you. Your stories are your niche. No one's got your stories. No one. And of course, now again, Chris, being smart is smart, right? You are now trying to sell a $29 recipe book, right, Chris? The story we made up today. Wouldn't you think, Chris, that instead of telling a story the time I chipped my tooth playing wiffle ball, wouldn't it be better for me to tell a story the day my grandma made me bake a cake for my mom when I was 7, and that was the day I fell in love with cooking? Wouldn't that be more likely to be a video if that got 500 views that then would click Stand Store and then the $29 recipe? But wouldn't that make sense?
1,000%.
Got it, everyone? Got it, everyone? We're going deep here. This Stand Challenge, we're going deep here. I know a lot of you consume my content. Look what's happening here. We're in deep consulting. We gave this away too cheap, Chris. I'm pissed. I've already given more than $300 in value. I'm mad at John. This is too much value. We're only fucking 33 minutes in. It's too much value. I'm upset.
Gary, say that again. How much do you charge for 1 hour for a meeting?
I don't, because I think it's crazy, but I get cold emails from people in the Middle East, Asia, as a billionaire. You can't comprehend. I mean, charity events have sold for as high as $100,000 for an hour. Now, obviously, it's one group, but I don't think anyone's confused here. I would argue, actually, let's do this. Remember, you bought Stand for a year for $300. I just came for free for 8 weeks. Who here believes, and I think, and by the way, don't appease me and don't jerk me. Who here feels they've already, and you follow all my content, but notice how I've been able to go deeper. That's what this is about. Who here already feels that they've gotten the $300 in value? Put the number 300. Don't if you didn't. Don't if you didn't. Yeah, I mean, this is why this is fucking gangster.
Crazy. All right, let's go to the next
question. I'll tell you why, Chris, because we had 34 minutes to go deep. Right? I think who had an aha here? Actually, I'm sorry, Chris. Who had an aha here who's been following me for more than 5 years and follows my content and still had an aha? Put aha 5. Aha 5. Aha 5. Yeah, look at this. Chris, this is why, you know this is why VaynerMedia does 350 million in revenue. I can only do so much in a piece of content. It's when you go deeper. Now let me really give you a lesson. Let me meta fucking brain fuck you. What I just did for you after following me for 5 years is why someone's going to pay you $50 to talk about mechanics. Because even though the content's free, 30 minutes one-on-one with you to go deeper into mechanic shit is how you learn. And that's why it's going to be valuable.
1,000%.
Because I don't care how good your $29 recipe book is that I bought from you off of TikTok that I liked. I still don't know how to cook, but I'm going to pay you $100 to be with you one-on-one on Zoom, on the seminar and the one-on-one coaching thing that they have here. And that's how my brain is going to get it to work. Got it? Yeah, no one has your stories is a huge aha. In fact, I believe the biggest opportunity in social media today is to tell 365 days of stories your personal stories, your stories, your stories. The end. Walking down the street, in your living room, while in the bathroom, in an airplane, 365 days in a row. My stories. Literally just stories.
Gary, we have another one that segues into this nicely, which is talking about channel strategies. Stephanie asks, do we need Instagram to be successful if we have a really good LinkedIn and somewhat of a TikTok presence? I don't have bandwidth to manage another channel unless I hire somebody. What do you think?
You do have the bandwidth. Take the TikTok video, post it on Instagram with slightly different copy because the age demo is a little higher. Change a couple of the words. I prefer you change the thumbnail in the first 3 seconds, but guess what? I'm letting you get away with it. Post it everywhere with slightly different words. That will take an extra 3 minutes. How the fuck can you not win on Instagram when it's the primary platform of society? Are you nuts? Why would you be in or when and is free? Ooh, I like that. I've never said that before. Why would you choose or when and is free? That was a fucking bar. What? That was awesome. All right, let's keep it going.
Yeah. Next question is from Aaron. It says, I have grown my father's fishing brand from 230,000 followers on Facebook. I started my digital media business because of that. I have 9 clients from that. How do I drive my audience to my stand store through what I've built?
Easy. Start posting content, update your URL in your profile, and maybe every third or fourth content piece, add awareness to Stan, or in the copy like I do. You've all seen this. Just put your Stan store URL. Use a short URL. I use GaryVee.com. There's other URL. Chris, does Stan have a short URL product?
No, not yet.
We should, right? Could you imagine like a stan.store/John, like something like just, put it in the copy. P.S. Check out my Stan store. So now you're doing fishing. You've got an agency, but now you want to sell $50 fishing courses or $500 fishing excursions. Like, this is why Stan is sick. It's a fucking Swiss Army knife of selling.
I think it's pretty easy though. So for everybody in the chat, just understand your URL when you build a profile is stan.store /@ your username. Just like any other naming convention, it's super straightforward.
Yeah.
We'll send it to the team.
Everyone post your Stan store URL right now. Just add that literally in the copy of every social media post. Give a little space and put PS. Check out my Stan store at this or link in bio, Just awareness.
Amazing. Okay. The next one we have from Jocelyn. It says, there's so much competition in affiliate marketing. Can you give us a recommendation on how to be different?
Tell stories. Tell your perspectives. Make video. Make content. You're not going to be different. Guys, every time I come up with something brilliant, even if it's original, within a week, there's a million Gary Vee clone people saying the same shit. There is no unique. You're unique. Be like, I do affiliate. By the way, let me tell you the time I choked on a pancake. That's unique.
Okay. The next one we have is from Megan Makes Money. It says, how do I upsell somebody from $300 to $3,000?
I need to know the context there a little bit, Chris. Like, for example, if they're paying $300 for an hour and you want to go to 3,000, you kind of got to take steps. That's just too big of a putt, right? Maybe you just you tell the person, look, I'm going to $500 for an hour, right? If they're 300 and they're part of a 12-person group and it's $3,600 for 300 times 12, well, then all of a sudden you can see how they can get to 3,000 because you tell the person, I'll do one-on-one with you. So there's a lot of different ways to go, but you just keep raising your price until the market tells you you're too expensive.
Let's pivot this question just slightly. What about giving away free products versus selling products? Do you have a perspective on that?
I think both are great. I think free products are great and it gets people more engaged, but the free products is the content you're putting out on social a lot of times, right? Like you're putting out full recipes on TikTok, but if they want all 25 recipes, including 12 recipes you didn't put out, well, that's $29 on Stan, But then also, if you want to do the GaryVee.com/attention thing, you can, right? I sold the book. The book is $25, but you can get the deck for free. There's just a lot of ways to go. not being spammy, Kathleen, is just like not being spammy. Like it just comes down to like, are you proud of what you're selling? Again, if I put out a $29 recipe book, I'm sticking on this theme, and there's only one recipe in it, and I fucking copied it from Google, well, you're fucking spam. But if I put 13 to 25 recipes in there that I really cultivated, I tweaked, well, all of a sudden it's real. Do you get it?
Yeah, we're getting a bunch of follow-up questions from an earlier question we had. And it says, can you tell me a one-line description per social platform on how to adjust the content so that it's relevant to each platform?
One more time, because I got distracted by somebody in the comments, and I've thought about this the whole time. I think everybody who's good at, who's made money on Stan? Who's made more than $5,000 on Stan? Don't lie. Please, no liars. I don't like it. Just put your number in here. Right, so Alex, who's made 250K. Alex, one of the things Alex should be doing is the meta of the whole thing, which is selling courses and access to, I'm a Stan creator that makes money on Stan. I'll teach you how to make money on Stan. like people in the chat right now, they're day one and looking at these numbers are like, fuck, I'll fucking, like, because they're going to get me here, but like extra. Like, so you can be the recipe person and the mechanic and a Stan expert all on your Stan store. Like, you don't have to be PetSmart. You can be Walmart. You can sell a bunch of different things.
I think that's a really important point. I think just channeling back to that last question, you know, my team is telling me if we had to narrow it down, you know, specifically to each channel, do you have like a point of view about what resonates best per social channel between TikTok, Instagram, and LinkedIn?
There's no, even now, TikTok has gotten so much older that the old adage of like TikTok a little younger. Nope. Like Facebook's a little older, TikTok's a little younger, but fucking everything works, bro. Chris, everything works, man.
I think that's really important for people to understand. I think the big thing is make sure you're posting, you know, if nothing else, like we've said so many times.
Like, Chris, do you think the first time you kissed someone, you were good at it?
Yeah.
Respect. I can tell you
I
right
just
now.
lied to 2,000 people.
Yeah, I don't think I did a good job. Like, I think I've really gotten good, right? Compared to where I was as a kid. I just don't understand how people don't understand. I've been working out pretty religiously now for a decade, and I have a full-time trainer who's my babysitter. Literally 6 weeks ago, he said, you finally got there with the shoulder blade movement that I've wanted on your push-ups for a decade. My mind muscle memory's sick, but there's something there. Like, it's just life. I do not understand. Sandy goes, so sad. Like, yeah, like, look, like, to Sandy who said so sad, I was 99% doing it right. Like, I've been fucking doing proper push-ups for a long time. Mike, who's insane, this is his whole life, just felt like there was like, just, you know, it's just cool, man. Reps. Like, how the fuck do you think you're going to get good at content? By debating with your insecure self? How about that one? That's another good one for this session. Do you literally believe that the path to your success on how to put out good social media content comes in the form of you debating with your insecure self in your own mind, in your darkest spaces? Yeah, man, this is just about fucking doing. You will only get better when you do.
You know, we're looking to the questions right now, and we're getting a lot on age. And I think a lot of people here are nervous that they're too old to start. They might be thought of as too old to be
Chris, you're starting to see
purchase
why.
things.
You'll love this, Chris, because we've been around each other for a long time. You probably were working here when I wasn't talking about you're young, and then probably since you've been gone, most of my content is you're young, be patient, all this. I just don't get it. It's why you're seeing firsthand right now, Chris, why I make so much content about age. I do not understand. Chris, I'm 49, brother. I turned 50 literally in 5 weeks. 50. That's like a real number. That's not, hey, kids. Like, and I feel fucking 7. Bro, I'm 7. I'm 7 years old. I'm 7. And so I don't understand what the fuck people are talking about.
I think it's getting over that cringe hurdle again. I think people are just nervous. It's really just putting yourself out there. You just got to start.
Chris, people are going to use every excuse in the book. I don't look good. I'm overweight. My hairline, my weight, my age, Gary, you don't get it. My mom, my dad, my boss, my sibling, my girlfriend, my boyfriend. Gary, you don't get it. Like Gary fucking gets it. I'm 50, dick. I get it. I've heard every fucking excuse. It's an excuse. You're fucking scared of failing in front of people because you actually value strangers' opinions. Enough. Enough. You're going to die with regret and it's going to be devastating. You have unlimited time. I get that you're not a fucking smoke show 10 out of 10 22-year-old. And who gives a fuck? Neither am I.
Okay, this next one is a good one. It says, I'm thinking about doing a course on sales, but I own a marketing agency. Do I talk about my marketing agency, myself, or both on my personal page?
And over or. And over or. Fall in love with and. Fall in love with and. Fall in love with and. And you talk about yourself and the agency. And again, if this person's me, Chris, Gary Vee talks about Gary Vee. Gary Vee talks about VaynerMedia. But Gary Vee talks about card collecting, garage sales, the New York Jets, Knicks, parenting, self-esteem, motivation. Like, watch what I'm doing. I'm doing it.
Kind of in line with that, another question we just got is like, how do you shift your audience? For somebody who primarily appeals to moms, for example, and they want to age down to younger, high-achieving women, what advice would you give to specifically address that?
I get it, Chris, but people don't want to give up the pain. They don't want to deal with the pain. Chris, I was the wine guy. Chris, I was the wine guy. All I was. I was the fucking wine guy. And I started making business content and my views collapsed. My engagement collapsed. Who here met me when I was the wine guy? Who's OG is shit? Who's pre-2009 in here? Look at this. Chris, I was the wine guy. Literally comments. Hey, wine boy, stay in your lane.
How long did it take you to get out of that, Gary? Just give the chat like some understanding of like how many times did you have to post? How many years was it before people understood that you were more than just the one guy?
The day I fucking started, brother. This isn't about that. Got it?
All right, the next question.
Let's stay there.
Sure.
That. It's not about them, bro. It's you. The day I decided. That's the day I was no longer the wine guy. You make content, you do you, and they will come to you. And it will take time. It will take time. But you guys are so lucky. When I was the wine guy, social media was not interest media. Everybody who followed me was into wine. And then a tiny bit were into business enough to start. You now are also lucky. You post about fishing, even though you've been the real estate person, and the algorithms understand it's fishing content and will show it to some people that are into fishing content. You're fucking lucky, motherfuckers. I had it hard. It was hard to transition back then. Now it's all about the content. Hashtags are not that relevant. It's the content.
Okay, Gary, this next question is about community. If you start a community on Stan, this is from Eduardo, what is the best thing to post in that community that's separate from what you post in social media channels?
Versions of this, like notice what's happening. Again, how many of you, let's play slow. How many of you followed me for more than 5 years? How many? Okay. Only the people that say me for more than 5 years. Chris, this is 5 years people follow me, and people follow me. I'm not casual. Like, people get into shit, Everybody, how many ahas, like literal ahas, did you have in this meeting? Put aha 1, aha 2. Like, for real, don't bullshit me. Look at this, Chris. Everyone can do this in communities. If I had written 25 sentences worth of a deep answer in my community versus the normal 3 sentences in a social media post, social media is the amuse bouche. Stan Store is the main meal for this transaction. Got it? So what do you have to do for people to pay more? You have to give more. I'm giving you all more here. I feel responsible for all of you buying the Stan app. I think Stan is worth more than $300 for a year. I believe that. But I'm also petrified because I know a lot of you are fucking excuse bitches. And so I have to do this fucking hour each week to get you guys to use it. Because even though I helped you buy a very good $300 item that's worth $1,000, if you don't fucking use it, you know those people that are like, they buy like the most expensive tennis racket, but they suck. So it doesn't fucking matter that they bought the best tennis racket. You bought the best tennis racket with Stan. I'm the fucking coach. I'm the motivator. I need you to do shit. And so in here, I'm going deeper. I'm going deep. I'm giving you examples. I have an hour. I don't have 30 seconds on Instagram. And that's what you need to do in your communities. If you're talking about mechanics or comic books or gardening, you can do a nice little job on Instagram. But if you post a fucking book each day in your community, people are going to pay. Got it?
You know, something we see on our end too, just for the chat, is that even if your only thing that you do in the community every day is just say, hey, being super clear about what you're going to say in that community to people is so helpful. Just manage expectations, come in and say, hey, we're going to chat about absolutely nothing every single day. I want all of you to comment about what you ate for lunch. And that can be a community in itself. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be super produced. It could just be text. You know, I think the big thing is just to be consistent. Like, people want to be able to come back and have something new constantly in their communities.
That's what I think about Substack. That Substack and Beehive, and then Twitch and Kick, the live stream platforms, they're the next tools in my belt of brand building. I'm a fan.
Amazing. All right. The next question is from Audrey Boyd. It says, how do you manage your personal life and grinding that big? Is there any specific recommendations you would give to someone who's starting out and trying not to take too much of their personal time to create a brand?
When I don't go to the gym for an hour, I get less results. And when I go in, I get more results, but I never beat myself up. If I have 9 months where I don't miss a single gym session for 7 days a week, which is real, I'm pumped, obviously. And there's sometimes travel, something going on. I may miss 2 in a week. That this year, I had like 8 months straight every day, 7. Because I'm rolling, stretching, fascia. By the way, if you're a soft tissue fascia person, you want to talk about something you should build a niche around. If you know fascia, if you can do a $40, like 18-page, 80-page fascia thing, soft tissue. Anyway, Chris, the answer to that person's question is every minute you don't put into the business is a minute that the business is not growing. But every minute you're not putting into your personal life is a minute that the personal life is not growing. You get to decide. It ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows. Just don't beat yourself up when you think you're lacking on one or the other, because it's a forever game. You can forever be building your brand and business. And more importantly, you'll forever have your family.
I think that's really important to address. Chat, this challenge is 8 weeks, but that's not it. This is just the beginning. And the most important thing here is to absorb as much as you can from Gary and understand how to start. So if you have 0 followers or 100,000 followers, it doesn't matter. We're trying to learn the fundamentals over these 8 weeks and give you guys the apparatus to understand how to actually build something that makes money. And remember, you don't have to make the most money. You only have to make $555. If you make $555, you have a shot of doing a one-day workshop with Gary in his office, quite literally where he's sitting right this moment. All right. Next thing we have, cold start again. We're getting a bunch of questions in the chat, Gary, about having 0 followers, 60 followers, etc. And it says, I don't have enough jabs before doing a right hook, in my opinion. How do I get going and truly start to get more than 100 followers if I'm there at the very beginning of my career?
Organic social media posts. I mean, I'm out of here. I I mean, how many fucking times do you want me to tell you this? You have 5 followers, you post a fucking video about cooking, and this one gets 39 views, and you have 7 followers, and the next one, like, it's just fucking posting on organic social media. It is the unlock of fucking humanity, all-time greatest opportunity. I have no idea what the fuck you want from me. Do you want to add? People are asking, do I run media? When you post organic, even if you have 5 followers, Chris, you can get 100,000 views. You should not boost or pay media on content that did not get views because the world told you it's not good. So spending money amplifying something that's not good will not help you. Let me go slow here, Chris, and help. You have 5 followers. You now post 13 videos, 13 days in a row, telling a story, talking about being a mechanic, talking about baking. Following? Every day, the posts get 3 views, 9 views, 12 views. Those are the numbers, 3, 9, 12, not 1,000, 3, 9, 12. On the 17th day, a video gets 4,000 views. Now you can spend $100 boosting it. You never spend good media dollars amplifying bad creative. You never spend money on amplifying creative. And you know, Chris, why people boost their counts? Because they're embarrassed that they want to lose and they want it to seem like it did well. Right? They want you to go to their...
That's a good important point.
They want you to go to their page and be like, oh, he gets 10,000 views. No, he didn't. They blow. They stink. They spent money on that. So you only want to do that when you actually...
I think for people I know here too, I think what Gary is also alluding to is that it doesn't matter if you have 100,000 people. If one person engages with you, it's not going to ever make you any money or get you going. You need a core audience that actually likes you and is going to resonate with your organic posts. Boosting's fine for some people, but to Gary's point, if they don't resonate with your organic posts, you're never going to make traction and actually have an engaged audience.
Real quick, Steve Bell says the ultimate aha, post every day, only boost high performing. Bingo. Jordan asks, should I keep the box of VeeFriends that I've spent $800 on Chrome wrapped forever? Answer is yes. But if you want to turn it into content like I see you do, then yes. Oh, video yourself opening it. I am going to answer another one. Let's keep going.
Okay. The next question is, what if you have 2 niches? Is it okay to share 2 different things on your Stan channel? Say you're in...
And yes. And.
Amazing. Okay, this next one is about, we're going to rapid fire a couple of the last 2 minutes chat before Gary has to go. Talking about content mix. Is there a priority between doing stories, reels, posts, or all? I need to understand if I'm actually going to put my effort into one thing over the other. What is the best place to start?
In feed. All of them matter, but this is all about in feed.
Great. The next question is from Sean. It says, my channel's content is primarily a podcast. How would you recommend translating that to a Stan store?
Well, it depends on the content of the podcast. But again, he could sell how to start a podcast. Like, you could sell anything because you're selling access and knowledge. And people want that. And community. There's people paying tons of money for closed Discords and Facebook groups and closed communities, message boards that are closed. People pay for coaching, consulting, one-on-one, and people pay for information. People buy books and information every day. I mean, this is not complicated.
All right, this last one's a good one to wrap up on, I think. It says,
what's in feed? It means just the regular post, not stories. Keep going, Chris.
Last one is, I'm worried about using AI and people seeing that I'm making up my content. Can you say more about how we should be leveraging AI right now?
Tell people it's AI. For the 30 people that yell at you in the comments, 80,000 don't care. Okay, real quick. Next week, we're again here next week. That's very important, right? So let's keep this going. I expect a lot of transaction action. I think this was huge fire. Now, real quick, I've now done my full 2 minutes here. I'm doing one commercial. I apologize, Stan, but today was a big day. I know John saw it because I was on live. I need to get this off. I'm very excited about something. Everybody, please stop typing. Everyone, this is very important. So many of you have been wanting to support me and owning VeeFriends Collectibles. This is going to be my ultimate. I am Walt Disney. I'm telling you, that's what I'm doing. I am building VeeFriends. A lot of you have bought the cards and the comic books. but a lot of you have not been able to buy the NFTs because they're impossible to buy. Crypto, ETH, MetaMask wallet. I just put a URL in here. Please no one chat so everyone can click this URL. You can now buy with a credit card. I'm going to show you how, I think. Let me go, share. Am I shared, Chris?
Yep.
That URL
Yeah, you're good.
Here. Literally the one you want to buy is Series 2 because I think they're underpriced compared to Series 1s are $7,000. They're expensive. When you click Series 2, it comes here. You see the flamingo. You like it. You want to buy it? You literally click the VeeFriends wallet. It pops up. You literally put your email in and create a wallet. The next step is literally Apple Pay or credit card. Literally. So if you finally want to buy a VeeFriends NFT, and I'm going to watch now for the next 5 minutes how many of you do it. This means huge to me. Go to this Rarible. You can finally buy an NFT with a credit card. I've been working on this forever. It would mean the world to me if you got your first VeeFriend. Hold it forever. Let me cook. It's a digital collectible. That's what it is. It's no different than a comic book or a trading card. Book games, there's a lot coming. I'll talk about this on other times, but I'm telling you, get a Series 2. They're under $300, and I would love to get you into the blockchain. Go to that URL, hit buy now, whichever character you like, hit the VeeFriends wallet, and then fill out with Apple Pay or your info. This was unbelievable, Stan Store. Thank you. Who's getting one of these NFTs right now? Let me know. I want to know who's getting one right now. Not me is fine, because you shouldn't buy this if you're like, this is not something to buy if money's tight or things of that nature. But if you want to get into this crazy world and our Comic-Con, Harry Potter, Star Wars, Marvel, Pokemon thing, it's going to be amazing. They're way, way well priced. There's the URL. I love you. Chris, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it. We'll see you again on Monday.
Are you locked in for next week? Hold on. Forget about VeeFriends for a second. Next week, do we have a time?
Next week is going to be Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific.
Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific, which is 1 p.m. EST. I will see you all next week. And please join the VeeFriends community. Please go to that URL. I'm putting it in here a bunch. I want all of you to get in here. First time you can do it with credit card. See you next week. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, guys. As you exit the call, just one reminder, everything you need will be in the community. Go in there, stand.store, log in. You should be able to hit community from your page. Remember, you only need $555 to win the challenge. If you have any questions, I'll put it in the chat, but email friends@standwithme. Our channel back to you within 24 hours. If you have any other thoughts or comments, put it in the community. Let us know what you thought. We'd love to take your feedback and add questions for next time. So thanks again for joining, and we'll see you again on Monday. Bye-bye.